we're going back.
No!
Yes, yes.
No!
Listen, you don't know where you are. Here, everything goes backwards.
The 1984 epic Amadeus remains one of Hollywood's most intoxicating masterpieces, a film that glitters with genius, envy, madness, and myth. Yet behind its elegance lies a world of secrets, half-truths, and cinematic tricks that even lifelong fans never hear about. The story of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and his bitter rival Antonio Salieri isn't just about music. It's about obsession, jealousy, and divine talent twisted into human tragedy. What most viewers don't know is that the film's beauty and authenticity came at a remarkable price, blending brutal discipline, genius direction, and fearless performances. Tom Hulce, the actor who embodied Mozart's manic brilliance, was not a trained pianist when filming began. He spent months practicing every hand movement until his fingers danced across the keys in perfect rhythm with the soundtrack. Director Milos Forman demanded complete precision. Every piano note on screen matches the real score exactly. Hulce rehearsed for hours each day, sweating through costume fittings and endless takes just to make Mozart's madness look effortless. His chaotic laughter, so memorable in the film, was inspired by descriptions from Mozart's actual letters, a strange, childlike giggle that sounded almost possessed. Meanwhile, F. Murray Abraham, who played Salieri, plunged deep into darkness to find his character's tortured soul. He reportedly isolated himself from cast members to maintain Salieri's resentment and loneliness. Ironically, while the film portrays Salieri as a jealous villain who may have murdered Mozart, history tells a softer story. In reality, Salieri admired Mozart's work and even taught his son music after Mozart's death. Hollywood twisted this relationship into a gothic confession of envy and sin, turning an ordinary composer into a symbol of doomed mediocrity crushed by divine genius. Few fans realize that Amadeus was not filmed in Vienna but in Prague, chosen for its untouched Baroque architecture that perfectly mirrored 18th century Europe. The production team had to smuggle costumes, instruments, and props through communist-era customs, dressing entire palaces in gold and candlelight to recreate Mozart's world. Inside those ornate halls, every candle was real, every note live, every shadow deliberate. The authenticity gives the film its strange sense of being both historical and dreamlike, as though Mozart's spirit still lingers in every corridor. And then there are the creative choices that shocked historians but thrilled audiences. Mozart's candy-colored wigs, his pink-tinted hair, his wild laughter, all inventions of Forman and costume designer Theodor Pistek, meant to paint Mozart as a rock star centuries before Elvis. Salieri's vow of chastity, his whispered deal with God, his slow spiritual decay, all symbolic fictions crafted to make the audience feel his torment. Yet these lies made the film unforgettable. Forman's rule was simple: emotion over accuracy. He instructed his cast to drop the accents and speak in their natural American voices so that audiences could connect to their emotions, not their dialects. The result was startlingly modern. Mozart's Vienna suddenly felt alive, relatable, human. Even the casting carried its own secret history. Mark Hamill, fresh from Star Wars, desperately wanted to reprise the role of Mozart he'd played on Broadway. But Forman rejected him, fearing that audiences would see Luke Skywalker instead of the mad musical prodigy. The director wanted a face with no baggage, someone audiences could meet for the first time. That gamble paid off. Amadeus swept the 1985 Oscars, winning 8 awards including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Abraham. Behind the glittering trophies lay months of struggle, sleepless nights, and artistic obsession worthy of Mozart himself. In truth, Amadeus isn't a history lesson. It's a fable about genius and jealousy, about how the divine can destroy the ordinary. The film bends facts, but captures a deeper truth. that the spark of creation often drives people to madness. It revived interest in Salieri's forgotten compositions, introduced Mozart to a new generation, and proved that a movie about 18th century classical music could feel as dangerous as a rock concert. Even 4 decades later, every frame still pulses with energy, the laughter, the rivalry, the glittering decay of genius. Amadeus endures not because it told the truth, but because it dared to make myth feel more real than history.